We're on your side with tonight's cover story, the future of the Atlantic Coast Conference. You know, for decades, the ACC has been tied to some of the most beloved sports schools in the Carolinas. UNC, Duke, NC State, Wake Forest, and Clemson. But over the years, the conference has grown and expanded. What was once a collection of teams based in and around the Carolinas now includes schools as far south as Florida and as far north as Massachusetts. And just last month, we learned about the latest chapter for this historic conference. As you know, for 70 years, the conference was headquartered in Greensboro, but now that's changing. In late September, the conference announced that its league office was moving down Interstate 85, now going to be headquartered right here in Charlotte. So all that got us wondering, as the ACC makes this move to Charlotte, what's in store for the future of the conference? Our Alex Giles spoke to a man who both played and coached in the ACC, and oh, by the way, he's a national champion. Alex has tonight's cover story.
Doherty will take it over now.
Matt Doherty's history with the ACC goes way back. In the 80s, he played for the North Carolina Tar Heels, helping the 1982 squad win a national championship. You may recognize this teammate. Doherty went on to coach the Heels for a brief stint in the early 2000s. To this day, he's still a big fan of UNC, college basketball, and the Atlantic Coast Conference. He fondly remembers his days playing in Greensboro, North Carolina during the ACC tournament.
Those were some great days. I love Greensboro. I love the ACC tournament in Greensboro. 82, we won the ACC tournament in Greensboro and went on to win the national championship.
The ACC had strong roots in Greensboro, but now the historic conference is being uprooted, moving to Charlotte in 2023, and Doherty says that's not a bad thing.
What do you think about headquarters moving to Charlotte for the ACC?
I think it's great. 70 years in Greensboro. It's been a heck of a run. Greensboro will always be in my heart the home of the ACC, but for progress, it's got to move to Charlotte.
Why? Doherty explains that, simply put, Charlotte has more to offer than Greensboro.
The airports, the access, you know, if you're running a league office, you need to get to all these cities, and when you're in Greensboro, you got to go through Charlotte or drive to Raleigh to maybe get up to Syracuse or get down to Miami. And now you have the direct flights, and then you have the media, bigger media market here in Charlotte, and then you have the sponsors, you have the banks, you have these companies, so now you have direct access to that.
ACC Commissioner Jim Phillips recently addressed the big move at a basketball tip-off event here in Charlotte.
When you have to make that kind of call, it's never easy, but it's the right thing. It's the right moment. It's about the modernization of our conference. Our conference looks different than it has, you know, nearly now 70 years ago.
Speaking of business decisions, individual schools across the country have been making some real big decisions. Last year, the universities of Texas and Oklahoma agreed to leave the Big 12 and join the SEC. And earlier this year, UCLA and the University of Southern California agreed to leave the Pac-12 and join the Big 10.
Texas and Oklahoma jump into the SEC, and now you got schools from California in the Big 10. What do you think about that?
What did I just say? It's a business. It's all about funding. It's all about money.
And schools can make big bucks jumping conferences as these leagues negotiate new media rights deals. So, will the makeup of the ACC be changing? Let's go back to Commissioner Phillips.
You continue to monitor what's happening. You continue to try to make the very best decisions. You continue to look at all options. I feel really good about where we're at.
As reported by CBS affiliate WNCN in Raleigh, the schools in the ACC are currently bound together through a grant of rights agreement. Each school signed over its television rights to the league. WNCN reports that that agreement has been extended through 2036 and makes it difficult for any one school to leave the Atlantic Coast Conference. But Doherty says he still sees change on the horizon for the ACC.
In 10 years, we going to see the same teams in the ACC that we have right now?
No. Oh, of course not. Oh, no. I don't even know if we'll have an ACC. I mean, I wouldn't bet on it. I hate to say it. I love the ACC, but I wouldn't bet on that.
Yeah, the traditions, right, of the old conferences. You know, that's how we all kind of grew up, you know, enjoying that. Alex, obviously, back with us. Talk about more about this conference realignment discussion, because you point out some big-name schools making some big changes
Right.
where they're going to be playing. What else is Doherty saying about the ACC and its future?
He said it's the type of situation where you better be making moves behind the scenes. Obviously, we saw what the commissioner said at that recent event here in Charlotte about, we think we're in a good place right now. But Doherty said behind the scenes with something like this, you better be shaking hands, making the right moves, because you don't want to be the school that's, left out given the circumstances. He also said it is so political.
Yeah.
He just mentioned, that obviously as commissioner, you got to be doing that, rigmarole too, and the whole politics of, talking with the other conferences and aligning the schools. It's a lot.
We think of it as a game. It's big business,
Right.
obviously, right? That's what this is really all about. The tradition of playing in Greensboro, now that the headquarters has moved here to Charlotte, are they still going to play games up there?
The commissioner addressed that at that recent event I just mentioned. He said that that's not going to change. Even though the headquarters is moving to Charlotte, they still plan on doing men's basketball, women's basketball. They've done golf, swimming in Greensboro. They want that to continue.
Some of those traditions will go on then, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Alex, good stuff. Tell us your thoughts about this. You can connect with us on Instagram and Twitter using the hashtag OYS Tonight. You can also scan the QR code. Once you get to our mobile menu, just hit Contact Us and you can write in.